My name is Caroline Dawe and I'm Managing Director for the Northern locality of New Devon Clinical Commissioning Group. This month is Patient Participation Groups Awareness Week. I think that's really important for us to understand and to try and find out more about how we can potentially use PPGs in terms of really trying to get patients involved in our commissioning decisions, really trying to embrace the principle of no decision about me without me present, and also trying to think through how we can really embrace that concept in every single commissioning decision that we try to undertake as a locality.
My name's Ron Jones and I'm from the village of Bishop's Nympton, just outside South Walton, and I'm retired here with my wife, who sadly unfortunately died at the end of February. But it's given me a great insight into the work of the surgery and the hospitals and the hospice. So I feel that I can contribute something from the experience. We used the surgery, and I think there was a danger in the past that it was almost an unknown. You went when you had to go, and you didn't realise the range of services that are on offer. A good example came on the last meeting. Hardly anyone was there. There was a good cross-section of people knew about the minor injuries unit and the work that it does. It's amazing. It's been going for some time, and I think it's because it was brought up nationally that people were using the hospital accident and emergency services when many times you needn't have done that because there was help on the doorstep, and that is an issue. Because then the issue was raised, well, all right, what times are these? And we realised that nobody said when they're open. And it's these things that come from the patient side that makes the surgery itself, the professionals think, oh gosh, we know, but how can we then progress it? I've seen big changes. I mean, one of the biggest ones is the reception. Before, it used to be just sort of like a post office, guarded with glass and things. And it must have been quite an island behind there, away from the patients. And now it is open, and you feel that you are participating in something which is going to help you. It's not a barrier. It's something that you can be included in and not excluded from. And that's then thrown other things up, of course, the seating arrangements. And there's a good example of that came up at our last meeting just this last week, and that was that with wheelchair access, you can get a normal size wheelchair in, but then when you're inside the surgery and the waiting room especially, then you've got to turn around, and that affects the seating arrangements. And so a practical solutions come that we're going for a lunchtime session with chairs where we'll try out all sorts of patterns with the wheelchair. And it's that side of things where you wouldn't expect the professional side, because you're so busy, but it's from the patients. How can you improve conditions for the patient? Well, one of the gaps that I've discovered personally, and I mean I'm only speaking for myself, is that you get all this attention when you're in the system. You've got visitors coming in, you're at home and so on, and the focus, quite rightly, is on the patient, the one who's suffering through. But then there's another aspect to this, and that is the carer, the person who is doing the caring at home. That's by myself. You don't realise what a stressful time it is, injections and all these sort of things, until it stops. And at that moment it stops. You do get help from your own family and neighbours and so on, but in the period goes, it all disappears. But in fact, that it could be prevented a little by just having some support, just to check that things are all right. And it's that, I think, closing of the jigsaw puzzle. You put everything in together, but there's one piece left, because that wasn't the identified patient, it was the partner of the patient or the carer.